Come on, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. 6-0 away win against Southampton. To be frank with you, I was not expecting this whatsoever. Especially after our terrible run of form recently. We conceded 7 goals in 2 games. So to come back big like this against Southampton before Real Madrid makes me a very happy guy. I mean, this game had everything. You saw Timo Werner not only hit the post 3 times. I mean, only Werner can do something like that. Hit the post, but also get on the score sheet twice. We saw Mason Mount coming back with a big performance today. New energy, new hair as well too. And a new performance from the player. We saw Loftus-Cheek stepping up as a wing-back in the game today, taking nearly all of us by surprise. This was a great win which tops off an excellent day of football. I saw Man United lose. I saw Arsenal lose to Brighton. Please, to complete the script today, Getafe, do something big against Real Madrid. Make these guys fear us in the second leg. A madness is happening in that game to give us an advantage on Tuesday, yeah. But of course, it's going to be, we can't get too ahead of ourselves. Against Madrid, it will be a completely different game. You have to be honest as well too. This was a bit of a mad performance from Southampton. I think that they were definitely ill-prepared against us. And I actually think one of the reasons behind why we even stepped up even more in this game today was due to the tweaks that Tuchel made with how we played. Normally, a lot of times we play using a 3-4-2-1 system, but today we use a 3-4-1-2 system. And you might be thinking, Nini, these numbers kind of mean nothing, no? They do mean something. They are impactful because it impacts how the players perform and it impacts how they adapt and perform for the system. One player today that definitely stood out was Mason Mount, who was able to play in a deeper role. A lot of times he gets a lot of unfair criticism, in my opinion, because, I'm not saying that he shouldn't get any, but I think it's unfair because the criticism seems to solely apply to Mason when I've seen many other attacking players throughout the season kind of suffer from the same things that can affect Mason in-game whenever you have to play as a wide cam, when you don't have proper wing backs like a Ben Chilwell who, listen, let's not forget the partnership between Ben and Mason Mount down the left hand side. When you don't have that same protection and that same ability alongside you on the left, that's going to affect your game. I mean, bro, we were seeing Kai Havertz struggle at times this season before coming to life, coming with new energy after you found a new position playing up front. And, I can go on with so many players as well too. Ziyech, from how he was used earlier to how he was playing on the right channel a lot of times too. How you're used really does matter. And I just kind of feel like when this is consistently applied to all the attacking players, why do certain players get singled out? Especially when it's playing for the same club that we all support. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm really hoping this type of this stuff that happens in the fandom today kind of dies out because it's just not right, in my opinion, to be, scapegoating players and criticizing them. But, it's just why I got a lot of credit for Mason Mount. I feel like I need to start off even talking about this guy straight away because he, for me, one of the most criticized guys in the team. And I say this because on my timeline, a lot of times I'll see Mason Mount trending. I'm not saying he's trending with hundreds of thousands of comments, but throughout the month, most times Mount's name is trending as a hashtag. Yet this guy doesn't let it affect him. He doesn't have continuous bad form. He comes with the energy, he steps up. And for me, this is all the signs of an elite player in the making because, all these guys we have on our team are still very young. They're not the final products just yet. And they keep on showing to me, Mount, Kai, James, so many of them that, wow, they really have some incredible potential as the years go on. And as fans, we're going to be one day we'll look back thank God these players went through these rough patches because it made them the players that they eventually came. That day will come and all of us will have completely different energy. So it was great for Mount to come with 2 goals in the game today. I thought he took the first goal excellently with a shot from outside the books where a lot of times he can't even really attempt that because when you're playing on the left-hand side of a front 3, close to the goal, not behind, that's going to affect some of the things you can show on your game and what you can produce in the field. And for me, against Real Madrid's, maybe using a 3-4-1-2 could be the system to use because we need to come with 2 goals, potentially just to get the game into extra time. And, it's not the first time this season when I've seen strikers having partners to play off, partners to play alongside with, that we tend to have like better shots on goal, and we look very, very threatening on the counter attack today. And this is where Timo Werner now has to be discussed, because wow, what a typical Werner performance from him. 2 goals. He loves playing against Southampton. Most of the goals he scores does come against them. But like in the first 10 minutes, he hit the post twice. Like, this guy hit the post 3 times. And, part of me is going to be like, being very, very critical. Like, come on, like, it's much harder to hit the post than even miss the net. It's nice that he had the composure, of course, to eventually find some composure to get on the score sheet. But with the chances we were producing for him, I've never seen Werner have this many chances in a game. I feel like today I saw a good balance of, attacking threat, pace in the transition, and good opportunities being created in the team as well. Against Madrid, I really feel like we need to have that balance of attacking plus having that, a sturdy frame behind us. Of course, the counter against the counter attacks. But, Timo Werner today, could he be a surprise shout out for the game versus Madrid, especially if there is potentially some type of space to play in? But, of course, before I continue on, you guys, another player that deserves a lot of love today is Kai Havertz. And now that this guy is playing in a set position, playing up front, we are seeing some great things from the player. I mean, when you saw that Maradona spin, that 360 spin, which he did twice to beat 2 players, this is the silky Havertz that we know. This is the Havertz that I know we can see even more of. And I feel like now he's found love in a preferred position. You can see a lot more of this guy when it comes to expressing himself in game, and ultimately as fans. And for me, when you're a top 4, not top 4 team, when you're a team that is challenging for the title, what separates title challenges from the rest of the teams in the league is the fact that, not only is your squad strong, but you have those difference makers that other teams don't have. And I think we all know that Kai Havertz has that potential to be an incredible difference maker for us. Love that he got on the score sheet today. As the game was going on, he was finding more and more threat inside the box. And, I feel like when Kai has someone to play up front alongside, when he doesn't have to play with his back to goal, when he doesn't have like guys looking to target him, when he has a bit of space and freedom, you see what this guy can really do. And for me, I think I have to see Kai, potentially Werner as well too, now that Lukaku could be out, playing against Real Madrid on Tuesday. It's going to be a tall order, but let's see what happens. But of course, you guys, another player that has to be discussed today is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Some of you guys might think bland fanboy, whatever. Listen, of course, I like Ruben a lot. He's a player I respect, and he's one of my favourite players. So I'm not going to be denying none of that. But, I'm not one of those guys that's going to overgas stuff if I don't see it. And I think one thing this season, I think he's come under like a lot of hyper criticism that has been quite unfair to me, because I call it hyper criticism because I'm not saying that players can't be criticised, but there has to be like a level-headedness to things. There has to be a consistency, and there has to be a balance. And Ruben, for me, has shown his merit this season for how he stepped up playing a squad role. I mean, this guy's played in how many different positions that we've never seen. There was a game where he was even playing as part of a back 3. We've seen this guy been playing as a lone 6. We've seen him play the reducer role. And today, we saw him play as a wing-back. And I have to say, especially in that first half, wow, what a great performance from him. I mean, it was the pace and speed in which he played at. He wasn't slowing the play down. It was how he was timing those wide overloads, which helped Timo Werner quite a lot when it came to like isolating his man against the defender and making them runs and behinds. He was playing, really good passes in the final third. And I think for me, Ruben Loftus-Cheek has shown that throughout the season. I think notably that game versus Real Madrid with an excellent assist that he made. And again, he was unlucky again not to record another assist because Werner missed, again, a typical Werner miss where you're missing, an open goal from like point blank range, which of course, means that Ruben can't get on the score sheet with an assist. But for me, he's testament that there's a lot more to his game than what meets the eye. He's been a very reliable squad player to have. And at this level, you need to have squad players that you can rely upon, are going to put in a consistent performance wherever they play. And for me, I think Ruben has done that. Maybe 1 or 2 games this season has been a bit poor. Let's not act like other players haven't been doing that throughout the season. Good performance from him today. Very good interpretation playing that wing-back role. A lot of times inverting in field as well too, but most of the time it's making the wide overloads on the right-hand side, That's what you want to see from your squad players. But as I said earlier, I'm going to praise the performances I saw today. But that doesn't necessarily take away from the fact that Southampton made things a bit easier due to their ill preparation. For me, I think it's because they weren't prepared to play against two up front with how he was, creating those overloads against them. But for me, we can't take nothing away from the team. They had to prove themselves. This could have been a tougher game. This performance today was a combination of Southampton not being that prepared against us and also our players coming with a new intensity and energy to right a lot of wrongs. So that can't be taken away from what we saw in the team today. To get 6 goals away from home, it's what you want to see. It's nice. Of course, second half didn't have the same impact. We got 2 early goals, of course, from Werner, Mason Mount, and then after that, essentially, it was all about subbing players off and resting them against Real Madrid. So we saw Silva coming off. He's going to be key against them. We saw Kai Havertz coming off, obviously key against Real Madrid as well too. And we saw Mount coming off too. So for me, I feel like this game is like the perfect preparation for the second leg. I'm going to be getting behind these boys. I'm going to be hoping for miracles to come. It's not the first time that Madrid have suffered shock defeats, in second legs in the Champions League. And if they have a shit game against Getafe today, if they have any poor luck or anything, they could potentially bring that form with them into the second leg, and then we'll see what happens. Ultimately, though, this was an incredible response from the team today. And maybe this could be a reminder that when we do perform badly, this doesn't necessarily reflect the ability that we have at this club. Of course, we can have other conversations on what we can do to improve upon things, of course, going into the future. But today, let's be happy and grateful for the performance that we saw today. And, let's hope that these guys bring their new form in the second leg, which I keep going on about because, listen, it wouldn't be impossible if we found a way to get through into the semi-final. So you guys, with that, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. I'm EFC, this is Blue Lines TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.